Pramira Bhandara. Prabhu, first branch of the tree of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was a storehouse of love of Godhead. His great humility and meekness melted the heart of Lord Chaitanya. Purport: Sri Murari Gupta wrote a book called Sri Chaitanya Karita. He belonged to a Vaidya physician family of Srihatta, the paternal home of Lord Chaitanya, and later became a resident of Navadvipa. He was among the elders of Chaitanya, exhibited his Varaha form in the house of Murari Gupta, as described in the Chaitanya Bhagavata, Madhya Leela, 3rd chapter. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited his Mahaprakas Chindra. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu were sitting together in the house of Srivasa Thakura, Murari Gupta first offered his respects to Lord Chaitanya and then to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu, however, was older than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And therefore Lord Chaitanya remarked that Murari Gupta had violated social etiquette, for he should have first shown respect to Nityananda Prabhu and then to him. In this way, Murari Gupta was informed about the position of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave chewed pan, or betel nut, to Murari Gupta. Once Shivananda Sena offered food to Lord Chaitanya that had been cooked with excessive ghee, and the next day the Lord became sick and went to Murari Gupta for treatment. Lord Chaitanya accepted some water from the water pot of Murari Gupta, and thus he was cured. The natural remedy for indigestion is to drink a little water, and since Murari Gupta was a physician, he gave the Lord some drinking water and cured him. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the house of Srivasa Thakura in his Kacharbuja Murti, Murari Gupta became his carrier in the ecstasy. The Lord then got up on his back. It was the desire of Murari Gupta to leave his body before the disappearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but the Lord forbade him to do so. This is described in Chaitanya Bhagavata, Madhya Leela, chapter 20. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu one day appeared in ecstasy as the Varaha Murti, Murari Gupta offered him prayers. He was a great devotee of Lord Ramachandra, and his staunch devotion is vividly described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, 15th chapter, verses 137 through 157. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Adi Leela Dosh Doshomik Chalnoy. Purport: Tumba Bharana. Translation: Srila Murari Gupta never accepted charity from friends, nor did he accept money from anyone. He practiced as a physician and maintained his family with his earnings. Purport: It should be noted that a grihastha householder must not make his livelihood by begging from anyone. Every householder of the higher castes should engage himself in his own occupational duty as a brahmana, kshatriya or vashya, but he should not engage in the service of others, for this is the duty of a sudra. One should simply accept whatever he earns by his own profession. The engagements of a brahmana are yajana, pathana, dana and pretagraha. A brahmana should be a worshipper of Vishnu, and he should also instruct others how to worship him. A kshatriya can become a landholder and earn his livelihood by levying taxes or collecting rent from tenants. A vashya can accept agriculture or general trade as an occupational duty. And with whatever income he earned, he maintained his family. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, everyone should try to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the execution of his occupational duty. That is the perfection of life. This system is called Divi Varnasrama. Murari Gupta was an ideal grihastha, for he was a great devotee of Lord Ramachandra and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By practicing as a physician, he maintained his family and at the same time satisfied Lord Chaitanya to the best of his ability. This is the ideal of householder life. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Adi Leela Dosh Doshomik 50. Purport: Adi Dosh Doshomik 51. Chikitsa karna yare ha ayu sade. Deha roga bava roga, dui tara ke shaya. Translation: As Murari Gupta treated his patients, by his mercy both their bodily and spiritual diseases subsided. Purport. Murari Gupta could treat both bodily and spiritual disease because he was a physician by profession and a great devotee of the Lord in terms of spiritual advancement. This is an example of service to humanity. Everyone should know that there are two kinds of diseases in human society. One disease, which is called Adhyatmika, or material disease, pertains to the body, but the main disease is spiritual. The living entity is eternal, but somehow or other, when in contact with the material energy, he is subjected to the repetition of birth, death, old age and disease. The physicians of the modern day should learn from Murari Gupta. Gigantic hospitals, there are no hospitals to cure the material disease of the spirit soul. The Krishna consciousness movement has taken up the mission of curing this disease, but people are not very appreciative because they do not know what this disease is. A diseased person needs both proper medicine and a proper diet. And therefore the Krishna consciousness movement supplies materially stricken people with the medicine of the chanting of the holy name, or the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra diseases, but there are no such hospitals to cure the material disease of the soul. The centers of the Krishna consciousness movement are the only established hospitals that can cure man of birth, death, old age and disease. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Adi Leela Dosh Doshomik Pachak. Purport. Ras, or 21 hours. He took this opportunity to show the devotees that he is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is the source of all other incarnations, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, Dosh Doshomikat. Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Matta Sarvam Pravatet. All the different forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or Vishnu Tattva, emanate from the body of Lord Krishna. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exposed all the private desires of the devotees, and thus all of them became fully confident that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Some devotees call this exhibition of ecstasy by the Lord Sata Praharya Bhava, or the ecstasy of 21 hours, and others call it Mahabhava Prakasa or Mahaprakasa. There are other descriptions of this Sata Praharya Bhava in the Chaitanya Bhavagata. Chapter 9, which mentions that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu blessed a maidservant named Dekhi with the name Sukhi. He called for Kholiveka Sridhara, and showed him his Mahaprakasa. Then he called for Murari Gupta and showed him his feature as Lord Ramachandra. He offered his blessings to Haridasa Thakura, and at this time he also asked Advaita Prabhu to explain the Bhagavad Gita as it is Gitara Satyapata and showed special favor to Mukunda. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Adi Leela Shotero Doshomik Ekat. Purport. Varaha Ravesa Hela Murari Bhavane. Tanra Skandhe Kadi, Prabhu Nasila Anjane. Translation. One day Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt the ecstasy of the boar incarnation and got up on the shoulders of Murari Gupta. Thus they both danced in Murari Gupta's courtyard. Purport. One day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to cry out, Sukara, Sukara, thus crying out for the boar incarnation of the Lord. He assumed his form as the boar incarnation and got up on the shoulders of Murari Gupta. He carried a small gadu, a small water pot with a nozzle, and thus he symbolically picked up the earth from the depths of the ocean, for this is the pastime of Lord Varaha. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Adi Leela Shotero Doshomik Dui Shunno. Purport. Sri Murari Gupta in all humility in his Chaitanya Mangala presentation of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes first begs for the blessings of all Mahabhagavatas. Then I can properly sing the glories of the Lord. I am the lowest of the low, so how can I express the use of my incoherent words? If, without knowing the highest truths about Lord Chaitanya, I try to say something, I will suffer embarrassment before the great souls. Although I am not qualified and full of faults, I cherish an intense desire to sing about the sweet qualities of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. While living in Navadvip, Sri Murari Gupta had the opportunity to remain always in the company of Gaurachandra. Who can describe his greatness? He is known throughout the world as Hanuman. After crossing the ocean to Lanka, Hanuman burned Ravan's palace to the ground. Then Hanuman brought Rama the good news about his beloved Sita. He revived Lakshmana by bringing Vishalya Karani, a medical herb. That same Hanuman now resides in Nadia as Murari Gupta. Being highly realized, Murari Gupta knows all truths. As an eternal associate of the Lord, he is fixed at the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. But Sri Krishna Chaitanya Karita Mahakavya, also called Karcha Devi. Chaitanya Mangala. 1994. Mahanidhi Swami, page 4. Murari Gupta begged Lord Chaitanya Gauranga to, please be merciful, please give me ecstatic love of God. Lord Gauranga said, listen Murari, you have love for me. So just serve the Parabrahman, appearing in the human form, having the color of an Indranila, gem blue sapphire. He stands most attractively in his threefold bending form, carrying a flute in his hand. Worship Srimati Radharani, the golden complexioned daughter of King Varshabhanu. She is the energy of the Lord. Engage yourself in the service of the gopis, and you'll attain the son of Nanda. In Chintamani Bhumi, Vrindavana Dham, he sits on a jewel throne resting upon a gem-studded platform surrounded by Kalpvyaksha trees. By his inconceivable potency, Kamenu, Surbhi cows wander everywhere fulfilling all desires. His bodily effulgence is known as the formless Brahman. You should know that this is the sweet truth about Krishna. The devotees felt transcendental joy to hear these talk from Lord Gauranga. In mood of submission, Murari Gupta requested, my lord, I want to see the Lord's form as Raghunatha, Lord Ram. Within a second, Murari saw Lord Ramachandra in his beautiful body the color of fresh green grass. Sita Devi, Lakshmana, Bharat and Satrana stood around the Lord. Murari rolled on the ground in astonishment. Gaurasundara pacified him with the touch of his lotus hand while blessing him. May you become saturated in love of God. Actually, Murari, you are no one other than Hanuman, and I am the same Lord Rama. After saying this, the Lord Lokan Dasa Thakura, Mahanidhi Swami, 1994, page 134. Once Lord Chaitanya asked Murari Gupta to recite some verses he had composed. For my pleasure, please recite that verse you compose. Murari Gupta cited his book Sri Krishna Chaitanya Karita. I worship the blessed Lord and Master of the three worlds, Sri Ramachandra. He wears a brilliant crown covered with a strand of jewels whose shining lights up all directions. His dazzling earrings defeat the brilliance of Shukra and Brahaspati. His beautiful face looks like a pure spotless moon. I worship the lotus feet of the Master of the three worlds, Sri Ramachandra, whose charming eyes appear like blossoming lotus flowers. His red lips look like bimba fruits, and his well-shaped nose attracts everyone. His wonderful smile embarrasses the moonlight. After hearing these verses, Gora put his feet on Murari's head. Then he wrote the name, Ramadasa, on his forehead. Prabhu said, Murari, from today on, by my mercy, you'll be known as Ramadasa. Without Raghunatha, you can't live a moment. Know for certain that I am that same Lord Raghunath Rama. To the surprise of everyone present, Lord Gauranga showed his transcendental form as Lord Ramachandra, along with Jari fell at the Lord's feet and praised Gauranga. All glories to Raghavira. He is the same as the darling of Sasamita. Then Murari rolled in the dust. Crying in happiness, he offered more prayers. Showing Mary, Mahaprabhu said, Murari, you should worship me, and forget anything other than bhakti. Although I am your worshipable Lord Raghunatha, still you should worship the Lord of Radha. Perform Sankirtan, attentively hear the glories of Radha and Krishna, and be devoted to me. Chaitanya Mangala. Lokana Dasa Thakura, Mahanidhi Swami, page 153-154. मध्य 11.152 प्रथम Pari, एक Dandavit Hannah. Meeting, Bahirit, outside, Pari, falling down, Ek, was there, Dandavat, falling flat like a stick, Hannah, becoming so. Translation. Murari Gupta at first did not meet the Lord but rather remained outside the door, falling down like a stick to 11.153 Murari na dekhiya Prabhu kare enveshana. Murari lar iddana aila bahu jana. Translation. When Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could not see Murari amongst the devotees, he inquired about him. Thereupon many people immediately went to Murari, running to take him to the Lord. Madhya 11.154 Trina dui guchha Murari dasane dharya. Mahaprabhu age gela denyadhina hana. Translation. Thus Murari Gupta, catching two bunches of straw in his teeth, went before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with humility and meekness. Madhya 11.155 Murari dekhiya Prabhu aila millet. Pache bhej Murari, lagila kite. Translation. Upon seeing Murari come to meet him, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went up to him, but Murari began to run away and speak as follows. Madhya 11.156 Mo na chuneha, Prabhu, Munita, Pamara. Don't touch me. I am most abominable and am not fit for you to touch because my body is sinful. Madhya 11.157 Prabhu Kai, Murari, Kara Denya Samvarana. Tomara Denya Deki, Mora Vidirna Hirmana. Translation. The Lord said, My dear Murari, please restrain your unnecessary humility. My mind is disturbed to see your meekness. Madhya 11.158 Eta Bali, Prabhu Tandra Kela Ilingana. Niket Vasana Kare Anga Sammarjana. Translation. Saying this, the Lord embraced Murari and had him sit down by his side. The Lord then began to cleanse his body with his own hands. Madhya 11.159-160 Acharya Ratna, Vidyanidhi, Pandita Gadadhara. Gangadasa ke Pun Pun Alingya Karila Sammana. Translation. Lord Shtis, including Acharya Ratna, Vidyanidhi, Pandita Gadadhara, Gangadasa, Hari Bhatta and Acharya Purandara. The Lord described their good qualities and glorified them again and again. Madhya 15.137 Murari Guptare Prabhu Kari, Alingana. Tanra Bhakti Nishtha Kahena, Sune Bhakta Gana. Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then embraced Murari Gupta and began to speak about his firm faith in devotional service. This was heard by all the devotees. There was a devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His name was Murari Gupta. He was physician to the then Nawab, Muslim Nawab. Now, they were sitting. The Nawab was going, but he was Nawab, his physician. He was to accompany him. So they were sitting on the back of the elephant. In the meantime that Murari Gupta saw one peacock, and as soon as he saw the peacock, the feather, he at once remembered Krishna and at once fainted and fall down. This is called alambana. This is called alambana. Alambana means anything to the context. Immediately he remembers his Lord and becomes ecstatic. This is the first class stage of Krishna consciousness. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada 17 মার্চ 1967 শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতম লেকচার 7 সকাল 7:32 -35 সান ফ্রান্সিসকো